Good morning.
Good morning.
What's today? Where are we?
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Terrific Tuesday.
Terrific Tuesday.
Yes.
All right. I'm actually feeling pretty good. I got lots of energy. I've just bounced out of the shower. It's all good. Right. Well, I'm the Big Bleeper.
I'm the little Bleeper. And
We-
we're the Bleepers.
On a couch, drinking coffee. Now, just in case you haven't worked this out, someone said the other day, "Hey, Jerry Seinfeld had that idea," and we
That's on Netflix.
and we laughed and said, "Yeah, it's just a joke about his joke, because we love Jerry Seinfeld." But it sort of didn't start seriously and ended up just being something we did. So anyway, yeah.
And then when we decided what would we call, the Bleeper, and then we just went, hang on, we could call it the Bleepers on the couch drinking coffee.
Yeah.
So it's a compliment to Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, we're just trying to say, well done, Jerry. We're not trying to say it's our original idea. It wasn't original. We just stole it. In actual fact, that's part of what we're going to talk about today, because there's actually a concept I quite like. The best idea is a stolen one, because it works. It's quite a good concept.
And it's very hard to do something for the first time, be the first one to do it.
Yeah.
Extremely hard.
And be right.
Yeah. And be able to get it right and to have the resources to be able to stay around to get it right.
Yeah. So today we're going to just pretend that we have purchased a pizza shop. And we're going to run you through what we would do if we had purchased a pizza shop and how we'd approach that. Because we come from a slightly different perspective than what other people do. Most people buy a shop and they go, we're going to open it, and they will come. And they use the old, what's his name? Kevin Costner movie.
Yeah, build it, they will come.
If you build it, they will come. Or
And
Field of Dreams, the movie was called.
Well, and for a lot of people, owning their own business and working for themselves is a dream. So they're not really allowing themselves to put too much thought into it. They just go, the opportunity's there, let's do it, we can do this. They get excited. It's just like a marriage. There's a honeymoon period afterwards. How bad could it possibly be? And it's only time that will reveal that.
And it can wipe you out. So it can be really bad. So let's go through. So we've bought the pizza shop. We've got the keys to the shop. We've taken over the lease. It's all very exciting. We've turned up, and we're now standing on the curb outside looking at it. What's our thoughts? What are we going to do?
Well, this is sort of where your family come down and go, you should do this and do that. This is another perceptual positions thing where you've really got to step outside of yourself and figure out what a customer wants. Most people really, with a first-time small business or even a third-time small business, probably aren't so good at doing that. But you definitely have to look at it like, what a customer's seeing. How easy is it for them to see from the road? Okay,
so I think that's the first thing. We really need to make sure we have a strong brand, yeah?
Yeah, so if you've got a row of 8 shops, most of the pizza shops where we live are in a set of shops close, so there's one every...
On a main road.
Yeah, there's one every 5 minutes. They're on main roads. They're in a group of shops. So what sort of cut-through does it have when you're driving past? What sort of cut-through does it have when you're walking past?
Yeah, so what most people do is they say, well, what we're going to do is make our own logo. And they call it Michelle's Pizza, and it's name Michelle. It's written in some sort of font, and it's got a piece of pizza as after it, a slice of pizza. And that's all they change in the brand. And they just stick that brand on the same shop that was there before and possibly change the colour of the shop.
Yeah. And it's important to remember that if you've bought something like a pizza shop and it was a really good deal, it's probably because it was a plane crashing.
Yeah.
So they'll tell you, look at my, we make so much money here, yada, 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 and you're in the excitement emotion mode and you want to buy a pizza shop, so you want to believe that that's true. But if you're buying a business and it's literally like, this is the deal of the century, we just need to get out because we've got family issues, all those are signs of...
Oh, we saw this in the markets.
Danger Will Robinson, it's probably going downhill. So just to do exactly what the other people have done in a slightly different way might not be enough for you to keep that shop alive.
No, we saw this in the markets over and over again, because the markets are a small version. We used to call it a microcosm of the world, And it had all the political issues with the world. It had all the hate and dislike of the world. It had all the love and trust of the world. It had everything.
And the fuck yous of the world.
Yeah, absolutely. It was everything the world has in a little tiny village, and
that came alive 2 days a week.
Yeah, and we often saw people buy businesses, and then we go up to them and say, "Hi, how you going?" Da, da, da. And one of the questions we always used to ask them was, "How accurate were the figures?" And the eye rolling and the laughing and the coughing and the responses we got were always the same. The figures were totally inaccurate. So I don't know why people get away with it, but they do. They can manipulate the figures and tell you. So always be aware that what you're buying is most probably not going to be true. So,
and to be fair, if you have bought something with good figures, they could be true. That person could have been honest. And the next person was such a bad operator, they couldn't ever get to those figures.
Yes.
So, and then they blame the person who sold it to them and said it's not as good. So there is both sides there's always two sides to the story. So if you have bought good figures, before you start blaming everyone and becoming a victim of your purchase, you need to step up and go, what am I doing things differently to the other owner? Because if it's a lot different and it's a lot worse different, you could be crashing your purchase.
Yeah.
So
we've got a brand. So a brand isn't just a logo. A brand is a complete feel about what a business is. And so you've got to think about colours. You've got to think about space inside. You've got to think about what it feels like to open the doors. Or actually, you've got to start with what do people see driving down a road? What do they see when they pull up out the front? What do they see when they come through the door? What is the reaction of the staff?
A brand is the business personality.
Exactly.
It's what you want people to see your business before they actually go there.
Yeah. So that's number...
There should be quite a lot of stuff you can tell by looking at that one thing.
Yeah. So we've got to get the brand right. The next thing we have to get right is we have to tick off a whole bunch of little things like the shop has to be spotlessly clean. It's got to look like you're professional. It's got to look like you actually know what you're doing. You don't want to get any roadblocks with pests. Like I was actually in a pizza shop the other week, and they actually had a pest guy there, and he was, and they were actually discussing backwards and forwards about, oh yeah, they come through here and they run out there, and I'm thinking, really? I bet you don't want all your customers to know that.
The worst scenario.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's but like it's a really good operating shop. He's making a lot of money, I believe, and the reality is you get pests. But
and just FYI, if there's reviews online, read all the reviews.
Yeah, read your reviews. Make sure you monitor them, and obviously, if you're taking over a brand, make sure those reviews can be either handled or are good enough to keep. Because otherwise, you're better to rebrand. Because coming into 2020, reviews are going to kill businesses. They're going to wipe them out, and that's new technology. But we'll talk about that another cast.
FYI, if you are going to do this business to sell it for a later period, do reputation management, and make sure you've got good reviews, because that makes your business worth more.
Yeah.
And bad reviews and a bad star rating will make it worth less. And it's you can see it online. It is you can't hoodwink anyone. So
no. Well, people are the X gen and the Y gen now just Google and just say, they open their Google, type in your business name, and there it is for everyone to see what Google believes your business is worth.
Yeah.
Like what its rating is. So we've gone through and ticked all the roadblocks. We've got rid of all them, and we now need to put into place a complete set of systems that are going to be like McDonald's. All right. So this is the number one thing that we see most shops don't do, and it's hard. And the way you do this is extraordinarily simple. The first thing you do is you go out and you buy a book called The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. It's old. It's now, well, gosh, how long? I gave it to
40,
you on
40, 50
Was that your first date present?
Yes.
I gave it to Amanda on her first date. Our first date. Yeah. Well, probably her first date too, no?
Not flowers. Didn't give me flowers.
Not in the first
Or chocolate.
date. No, not in the first date. So, The E-Myth by Michael Gerber, and it explains the McDonald's system really well, and it breaks it all down, and it explains why most businesses go broke, And what you have to do is every system in the shop, from opening to closing to getting rid of the till at the end of the night, to making the pizzas, to making the dough, to storing the vegetables, to applying the stuff on top of the pizza, to putting it into the oven, to pulling it out of the oven, to boxing it, to giving it to the customer, to delivery. All of that stuff is put into a system, and it's numbered. And so it's system 222 and system 223 and system 224 and whatever. And it is able, and this is the number one key, it is able to be executed perfectly by a 14-year-old. And if that can be done on a regular basis, you can hire 14-year-olds to execute those systems and they can learn them and run them. You have a winning business. And that's what McDonald's bases their success on, is getting these systems in place.
Well, the systems reduce the human error.
Yes.
So if you're talking about reputation management, if you're talking about repeat business, you've got to reduce the human error, because it's the human error that gives you the bad reviews and the customer dissatisfaction.
Yeah.
So, and you need to be, and if your staff are able to do what needs to be done without your input, you have then more time to work on your business, not in it.
Yeah.
And the working on it is the icing on the cake. It's why we all get into business. Not to work in it, but to work on it.
Yeah.
Most of us end up working in it.
Yeah.
And we spend year after year going, how do I get out of this? Or how do I move from where I'm situated? I can't seem to budge.
Yeah. Now, with a pizza shop, the most important thing is we've got to get a couple of systems in place that are going to protect us. The first one is the pizzas have to taste good. The second one is they have to be exactly the same every time.
Yeah.
And if we get customer dissatisfaction, we can change the pizza, but we don't want to make different pizzas. Like, we don't want a margarita turning up different every time.
Yeah.
Or let's use something with, let's say it's a Supreme. It needs to, if it has 10 olives on it, it needs to have 10 olives on it, 2 per slice.
Yeah.
Or a 5-slice pizza, that'd be clever. Or 12 olives.
Yeah, because if you have a bunch of customers that say it doesn't have enough olives, you categorically know you got to go from 10 to something.
That's right, 10 to 12 or 14 or whatever. So it has to be exactly the same. And then we need to, the other system I would think would be imperative with pizza would be delivery. So you need to know categorically what your pizza tastes like at 10 minutes old. And if it tastes like shit and the pastry's all soggy and your sauces have soaked in and it's wrecked, the box is even wet on the bottom, and or it's cold when it turns up or whatever, you need to bring your delivery area back in. You can't deliver out that far. You need to bring your delivery area back into 5 minutes. And the final thing is you need to absolutely make sure you get your marketing right, because your marketing, everything we've talked about up till now, is what you sell. What we have to do and what we specialise in is getting your customers. And that's another whole set of problems. And some people are very good at doing what we've just talked about, but they never get the customers and they go broke anyway. So you've got to be able to get all this stuff in and then actually get the customers. So what ways would you approach getting customers?
I was going back a little bit to the systems for the pizza. There's Jono mentioned, big bleeper, that there's a customer satisfaction issue, but the other issue with keeping the ingredients, if there's a system on the pizza, is cost of sales. If you've just got someone who uses a little bit of ingredients and then more ingredients, it's going to affect your cost of sales too much, and you need to keep that at the absolute minimum. And you also need to be able to say, if you've got a quiet day or then a busy day, you can scale it up and down accordingly. Again, if you have a no recipe scenario, then you're going to run out of things all the time. So, which small shops often do. We've run out of garlic bread. We've run out of don't run out of stuff. Don't run out of stuff.
One of my favourite ones is we've run out of Coke. Really? You didn't think any customers would want Coke today? Like, seriously, how can you make that mistake? So, yeah. So, finishing off,
how do we get customers?
how do we get customers? Well, the first way is traditionally mailbox drops, getting more and more expensive, less and less effective. All right, mailbox drops are a dying thing.
Yeah, when we're talking about a pizza shop, we're not talking about a restaurant. So where you come to eat, we're talking about the kind of pizza shop.
The restaurant is where you come to eat.
We're talking about the place that you've got to go to get the pizza to bring home. So letterbox dropping in your area would be a reasonable start, especially if you're taking it over and you literally want to hit every house.
But you're not going to hit every house.
But you just got to remember, unless you're delivering them yourself, you're not going to get every house. So, I would do pay per click.
I would do door hangers instead of letterbox drop.
Okay.
So door hangers is a specially designed card that's about 30 centimeters long, and it's rectangle, and it's got an actual hook on top. You actually cut the hook into it, or you can actually put a hole in it. But if you look up door hangers on Google, or real estate door hangers, and you actually get people dropping them out to walk to the front door and connect them on the front door. So door hangers means you're going to hit every single house in the area, and on your door hanger you actually put an offer. So you actually say free garlic bread with every pizza. Now if you give an offer, you will find you will get very few complaints. If you just do door hangers without an offer, you will find you'll get a lot of complaints. So you got to make sure your offer is really good. And you might even be able to get it's a pizza shop. You might even be able to get a real estate agent to pay for your door knockers, because they might print one side and you print the other side. So, and you can do like a deal with your local real estate agent if you know them and if you like them and if you trust them and you think they're going to be beneficial to your business. So make sure you choose a good one, because if you choose a bad one, they're going to reflect on your business. After door hangers, I would definitely do some proximity marketing. So use beacons out and about. So you can, if you don't know what that is, get on the email to us and we'll show you what a beacon is and how it works. Then you should definitely be doing Facebook, because Facebook targets a very specific area around. So we can target people who eat pizza. We can target people who have liked pizza on Facebook. So anyone who's pushed a like button ever on a pizza, Facebook knows.
And that's probably better than pay-per-click, because you don't have any of the, presumably you don't have any of the other set up yet. So, but I would definitely, if you're looking at a long-term game, if you're just at the beginning of your business journey and you're looking to the future, I would definitely address all the online presence of the business that you've bought.
Oh, well, the social media stuff's really important for a pizza shop, because people are going to follow your page and be like looking at it every day, but you do need front of mind.
Yeah.
So if Mary's just said, I had a great pizza from Tonto's last night, then that does get seen by some people. That's got value.
Yeah.
But more importantly, when a new person moves into the area, they're going to go to the Facebook page and see what people say.
Well, if they're coming to pick it up, you do have a captured audience for like 10 minutes while they're waiting for their pizza. So you should be able to direct that customer to sit, relax, they'll get on their social media, check in where they are, encourage them, put some sort of system in place with customers waiting, so they're not just standing there looking at each other or glaring at the soft drink fridge. Put something in place to engage them in the process while they're waiting for their pizza. Put them to work. They're bored.
Yeah. Now, to finish off, you just hit on that and made me think of something really important. While they are in your shop, get their email address and name. This is imperative. When you sell that business, you should be able to say, I have 2,000 locals on email that I can send a special to when things are quiet.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not joking. If you have a quiet night, you get to 7 o'clock and you haven't started selling a lot of pizzas, send an email out saying, special tonight. You've got all the dough made. It's in the fridge, ready to make up. You've got your staff here. Your doors are open, your rent's paid, your ovens are on, everything's ready. Do not go home without making budget tonight. Get an email out there with a special and get people down. People will come. If you give them a special and give them a reason to come, they'll come.
Yeah, don't sit in your shop and think, if I'm here and I've got my door open, people will come.
They're not going to.
You're not going to please everyone. You're going to lose customers every week. You need to have a way to get customers every week, which is what we are talking about.
Yeah.
How to get customers.
Get
How
customers.
to keep them coming.
Yeah, we need. I love the picture I used in a video a couple of days ago of a stream. That is what we want. We want a stream of customers where you've got fresh water every day, fresh customers every day. Walk out your house, across to your stream, and there's the fresh water. That's what we want with customers. It's just every day there's a new customer coming through the door and they're going, hi, yeah, I've just heard about your shop. It's fantastic. I love it. Love your brand. Love your feel. It looks fantastic. Oh, gosh, and on you go. And your old customers love you. Your new customers are coming through. This is looking really healthy. Your staff are running the systems. I'm thinking we've got a good pizza shop.
Woohoo.
Woohoo. Thanks so much. It's a bit of a long one today, but there's a lot to cover. I'm the Big Bleeper.
I'm the Little Bleeper.
You have a great day.
Bye.